I'm sure you went to school. How many years did you do in school? Which course did you study? Political science. Were you happy you spent 6 years? If you were in a position to advise the government, what will you tell them? You have answered my question. We have a government that does not want people to go to school other than Islamizing this country. So anyhow they want to bring education down, they are doing it. We know. I went to school. I'm a lecturer. So I knew what it took me to go to school and acquire what I acquired as a lecturer. You understand? So nobody, like that man said, some elementary 6 people are there collecting money. And then a lecturer, I conducted a research and I wrote a book. I don't want to tell, okay, it's not, I've written but I have not published it. I conducted a research and I discovered that the noblest profession on this planet Earth is teaching, because it molds your character, it imparts knowledge, it does so many things. And I said, we have 7 schools, compulsorily 3 or 4. You must go to those schools. Now, the government, because Buhari didn't go to school, Tinubu to no certificate. These are the people who are masterminding the decisions that are crippling our system. Why would we have such people in government? Ordinary school cert, bring out, let us see. Buhari said his own was with the army. And a general came and said, army don't keep certificates. This man standing here is a retired colonel. If you ask him, his certificate is not with the army. And then you look at all the lies. Somebody who is not, if somebody is competent, if Buhari ever appreciated education because he went to school, he will not allow this kind of thing to happen. I'm so disappointed, I'm so sorry. I even advised then, when they hadn't called off the strike, I said, Tinubu should pay this money Asuu is asking for and forget about contesting. The money Tinubu, the trillions Tinubu has kept in the warehouse to use for this, or warehouses to use for this election, let him use the money to go and develop the Southwest. He will even be a hero greater than Awolowo. Let us forget about the appellation president. What does it mean? Buhari is a president. If Buhari passes here, I'm sure some people will stone him. I'm telling you the gospel truth.
There are countries that are looking on to us, like Ghana. In the 70s, Ghanaian boys came here. They will come and be begging you to wash your clothes and iron it for you. You give them 3 kobo, toro, and they will wash it and iron it like a military uniform. It was Ghanaian boys that brought geisha. They will buy pepper and tomato and onions. They will blend it and put geisha and make a bowl of eba and eat. A degree program in Ghana is 3 years. It doesn't exceed 3 years by one day. You understand me? But in Nigeria, because of strike, your student can be doing a degree program for 5 years, 6 years. These are, when you talk about lecturers and these professors, these are the people who have taken time to read. They are born the candles. You understand me? Before you can get a PhD, if you are an educated person, you know what I'm talking about. Some people in National Assembly with primary C certificates, they will be sleeping. When they hear I, they will know I. When they after saying I say, what are we saying I for? They are dozing, having their CSI in National Assembly, and nobody is stopping their salary. This is a person who has taken time to go to school to learn, to impart what he has learned other people. These are the great. Nigeria is good. We are living this country. We are old now. We are living this country for these our children. If they cannot get good education, what do we do? Those who can afford it, all of them are sending their children abroad to go and school. You understand me? Our children will be going to school today. Okay, somebody who have gone to school for 5 months or 6 months and he stays at home for another 10 months. Is he not going to forget what he has been taught? They will come back again and start afresh again. How can we get a good students with that? Yes, sir. What federal government should do is pay them their money. Can they stop their salary? The allowances of the National Assembly is not more than the money the lecturers are asking for. The allowances, the newspaper and furniture allowance of National Assembly members, is it not more than the Nigerian National Assembly is even a financial liability to Nigeria? They are the most expensive National Assembly in the whole world.
Any step that you see the government is taking, they will have seen the reason why they are taking such steps. You see, they said no charge, no work, no pay. If you can recollect, they said there's a constitution that is backing them up. You know, excuse me, the Asuu they took a federal government to the government that the action they took is an illegal. Is that not so? So if the federal government doesn't have something that will back them up, they would have taken also all those steps they are taking.
The issue of laws and judiciary still come back to our mind. The 1974 Nigerian Labour Act is a major problem. It states that, and I quote, the consideration for work is wages, and the consideration for wages is work. No work, no pay, and no pay, no work. The same act empowers the federal government to withhold any remuneration of anybody who refuses to work, and the same act empowers the workers to refuse to work whenever their wages were not paid. So this situation requires a political solution. But still on, as a student and somebody who is ever willing and ready to still be a student again, federal government should kindly, in the name of God Almighty Allah, they should pay Asuu all their entitlement. We are paying political talks, we are printing billboards, we are printing posters, we are printing flyers to emancipate and dissipate our political manifestos and ambitions. Why not pay Asuu to go back to classroom and empower knowledge to create, so that we bring up young Nigerians that has the intellectual capacity to lead us in the promised land in the next generation to go, whether we are alive or not. So honestly, I call on the federal government to kindly fear Allah.